Good morning. My name is Lisa Dublin. Happy Friday. I'm a health coach, a life coach, and a speaking coach. Well, I'm kind of dropping the health coach kind of thing right now because I'm going in the direction of speaking and life coach, but I've said it so many times. That's why it came out as well. Welcome wherever you're watching me from. This is actually day 20 of my 31-day YouTube challenge. This just came to me. So I didn't go live on LinkedIn yesterday, but I dare say yesterday I was live on YouTube. And if you are watching me on LinkedIn, can I just invite you to go back to my Basement Chronicles YouTube channel and please watch day 19. I believe, like, out of all the days, this one was one of the most consequential. I'm not going to tell you what I was discussing, but suffice it to say, it really will bless you. So go look at day 19, check it out. And I have a further update. I might as well say it. I have a further update about what I was talking about yesterday. So if you joined me yesterday, there is a word that we should actually check out. It's an ordinance. An ordinance is like a legal judgment against you. I actually got the word itself. So let me just say that yesterday I was talking about spiritual things. I'm a Christian, and although I don't come waving the flag of it, it really is underpinning everything that I do. And so yesterday we were talking about just having blocks in the spirit. How sometimes, you might be just praying a whole lot, wanting certain things, and they're not happening. And you're like, what is going on? It could be that there might be offense, that there might be some kind of judgment in the spirit that you need to take care of. So I was talking about that yesterday and speaking about judgments. And I think my further revelation, thank God for the Holy Spirit, is that we also have to look at ordinances. An ordinance, it says, is a piece of legislation enacted by a municipal authority. It's a piece of legislation because the kingdom of God is a kingdom. There are rules, there's legislation. There are things that if you do, you get results for, that if you don't do, you also get results for. So check out day 19 of the YouTube challenge. It's on my channel. I want to encourage you to please like, please subscribe, please share this live. This morning, I'm actually going to be speaking about how to get unstuck. That's the topic for today. When I named this live, this just came to me. It's becoming very clear what that means. So I obviously plan a day ahead what I want to speak about. And then I wake up on the morning, I wake up pretty early, and just in thinking, ruminating, taking time for myself, then another topic pops up, something that literally just comes to me that is so present and palpable that being the speaker that I am, I have to speak about it. So this morning, I'm going to help you if you are stuck. I'm going to give you a coaching tool that you can use right away in whatever situation you are in. You can use this tool right away. I'm going to share my screen. So it's teaching time this morning. It's Teacher Lisa. Tell me if you can hear me okay. All right. I changed my mic because it was giving a lot of trouble and getting in the way of the broadcast of the stream. So let me know if you can hear me okay. Please invite a friend to this challenge. Let them know that we are on day 20 of the 31-day YouTube challenge. So subscribe to Basement Chronicles on YouTube. But let me go ahead and share my screen. There is a very simple coaching tool that I sometimes use with clients. I have a couple others in my arsenal, depending on what the situation is. But this one is very good for like laser focused coaching, for if you have one problem and you're looking for a solution in a short space of time. Usually my coaching time is like an hour. And hold on, let me just share my screen and then I'll take it away. Okay. So this is the GROW model of coaching, and it's at the top here. GROW stands for. Okay, you guys. I like busy. Okay, but this is getting in the way. I'm going to remove all of the things that I have on the screen so that you can see this properly, including the ticker tape at the bottom. Bear with me. I'm coming to teach you something very valuable. I love for you to win. That's why I do this. So that's part of what I do. So let's go. Right. So you see that at the top here, GROW stands for goal, reality, options, and will. Now, excuse me if I use examples of what I'm about right now, which is speaking. Actually, to let you know what's going on with me, is we're about to get into my first cohort of Find Your Fire. Find Your Fire is a program for, listen, I'm going to relate it back to this, okay? Find Your Fire is my program for speakers, for people who want to have a speaking career. Maybe you want to start small, and I'll take you from 0 to 2K. I'll show you how to go through the ropes and to get there. Because if you have a talent for speaking and you have something to say, then this is the right program for you. But let's say let's take a hypothetical situation. I thought of this example while I was running. And here's this example. And we're going to use the GROW model as a way for you to get an answer to a problem. And at the end of your coaching session with your own self, for example, then you walk away with an application, a thing that you are going to do that is going to get you unstuck. Are you with me? Let me know. Say hi in the chat. I would love if you're watching this on the replay. Please type replay. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to the Basement Chronicles YouTube channel. So, what is the goal? That's the first thing. So these are four sequential steps to getting to a result. You have the goal, then you look at what your reality really is, you look at what the options are, and then you decide out of these options, what will you be committing to? What do you have the will for? What are you saying, I am going to go off and do? So, for example, let's say a mom is listening to this and she is a great speaker. Maybe she wants to speak with parenting. Actually, shout out to my client friend, long time client, like one of my best clients, Dr. Julie Xavier, who is in the current Find Your Fire test cohort and is now blazing a trail in parenting. And she's doing her thing. She's going to be on the program on June 26th. And I'm so looking forward to it because she found her fire during Speak with Confidence. We recognized it, we've nurtured it, and now she's out there speaking and getting paid and getting ready to do bigger things with this speaking career. So let's say now she's not typical because like she's not a mom who's in a 9 to 5. But let's say you are a mom listening to me. You have your kids, and your husband perhaps. And you work a 9 to 5 and you have all the things. Let's say you have 3 children. Let's say they are like ages from maybe 5. One is in kindergarten, so they have half-day school here in Canada perhaps, and you have somebody up into high school. So you have the children, you have your husband, you have your home, you have your 9 to 5 job that is also demanding, but you've always wanted to speak. Maybe too, you might be an immigrant, okay? Bear with me, I'll show you how this applies. And you're listening to me and you're like, I would love to do Find Your Fire. I would love to do this 6-month program that will teach me how to go from 0 to 2K by the price of things going up here in Canada and everywhere. Life is getting tough and I definitely need a second stream of income, and I also want to make an impact, right? So that's the goal. How do I come into a program like Find Your Fire? There's hardly time for anything to do anything else, as it seems. I'm always tired. The kids need me. Yes, my husband is there. He's supportive as well. But it seems like the biggest burden of the household and the children falls on me. How then do I take up? What this program might demand of me? So the goal is, I want to do Find Your Fire, but I don't think I have the time, right? The goal is I want to do Find Your Fire. The reality is this: I don't think I have the time. Okay. What else? How much does it cost? That's another consideration. That's it. I don't even have much money, and so I want to make money. How do I get this done? Another consideration might be, I'm tired all the time. What can I do? Right? So that's the reality that you're looking at. There are other realities as well. I need a second stream of income. I would love to have a fulfilling life. even apart from, being the main responsibility of being wife and mom. I'm just giving a hypothetical situation here. And so now you have to, this is the reality laid out to you. It looks bleak, doesn't it? But that's what you're supposed to do in the process. So let us look now at your options. When we get to that, you can now, and remember, I'm applying this for that specific goal of I want to apply to the Find Your Fire program. We looked at the reality, we looked at some of the buts, the obstacles in the way, what's keeping me back. I'm tired, I don't have time. How much does it? I don't think I have the money for it. Do I have the support? I don't think I have the support. What does it entail? All of the things. So when you come to options, what often happens I find in the coaching process is that you can look at what the reality really is. Number one, all of the things that you set out there as reality might be assumptions. If you don't know what the program is about, do you know if you even have time for it? So that's the one option would be, all right, find out more about the program to see whether it's something that you want to do. And by the way, I mean, you guys, I'm going to marry everything that I do. I mean, like I am like that. Okay. So if you want to find out more about the Find Your Fire program, this is a great time. Here's the QR code. If you go there, you can book a fire starter complimentary call with me and find out if this is really an option for you. It might cancel out and dispense of all of the assumptions that you thought were really the reality. All right. So let's say you find out about the program. It's going to be 6 months. It's very immersive, but it is built for working people and for entrepreneurs. So you're not going to be having classes at 10 o'clock in the morning when you are doing the government of Alberta's work. Okay. It will be either after work 1 day a week and on 1 day in the weekend as well. You can build a speaking career on the side even while you are working. Nobody's saying to you to go and to burn down the ship for you to get something new. So one option would be find out about the program. Let's see. Okay, so you found out about it, but there are still obstacles. I feel tired. Where do I find the time? Money's not a problem because of how the program is structured, that there are payment plans. Like I built it for working people because that is how I built my own career. I was working the 9 to 5 while I built my business. And I believe if you have something to say and you love speaking or you want to speak, it is way possible for you to begin now to get your platform, learn the process. It is organized, it is exciting, it is fulfilling for somebody who wants to make impact and income. So you find things out. Okay, so what are my options? So now I'm like, either I forget about this. One option is to forget about it. You find out about the program and you're like, this still looks like it's too much for me. The next option, one of your options would be forget about it. Go back to same old, same old. Go back to the cubicle. Go back to doing insipid work. You know what insipid work is? Insipid work is boring work. Work that does not inspire you. Boy, do I know about that. Right? No, you can go back to doing that. Or when you build a career that you love, when you're doing something that makes an impact and an income, when you are influencing people and you are in your element, there is more creativity, more longevity, more sustaining power because you love to do it. Who doesn't want it? It increases your quality of life. It also increases your capacity to earn a living because you become very versed in it because you love it. You think of ways to make it work that other people who are not in love with that field don't think about. And that makes you special. You always pay more for the specialist than you do for the generalist. And so this is your invitation to come into this. I'm just saying. So you look at that, I'm like, okay, one option is stay where I am. Prices are going up. I am getting just more bogged down and depressed in the workplace. I don't like it. I'm undermined. I don't like my boss. She doesn't like me. I want to get out, but I don't think I have options. One option would be to stay where you are. Another option, if you're looking at the goal of I want to join Find Your Fire, you can look at another option. How can I make this work? And therein might lie a cousins of options, I like to call them. A bevy, if you want a more polished word. A bevy of options. Maybe it is for the 6 months of the program, I will perhaps, on the days when I will arrange the children's after school swimming at the YMCA, for example, I'll take it on a day when I don't have the Find Your Fire classes. I'll do that for that term. So that's one solution to find the time. Now, one of the things that always happens when I run my programs, as a facilitator of programs, and I'm leading back to the point I want to make about being very tired, because sometimes we are very tired because we don't exercise. And I want to tell you about what happens many times in when people come into coaching with me and into any of my programs. We create an energy, right? I thank God for it. It's one of my gifts to inspire confidence and inspire a new lease on life. Uh, in the last cohort of Speak with Confidence, one person, when I did the consult with her, she said she was coming to find her second wind. It was such an honor to have somebody who came for that, to look at my program as a way into more inspired living, um, like to find her groove again. And I swear it's an energy that is created. I am not woo, I'm fairly like deeply into the Christian side of things, but it is energy and it's good energy. So one of the things that will happen if you join this program, you who are very tired, can I say to you, when I was building my business, still in the 9 to 5, I used to say this quote and put it up over Instagram. You go back to all of my years on Instagram, and when I did have a Facebook account, I guess you can't do that now, but I used to post this all the time. You can't work 8 hours for somebody and come home and not work on your own goals. You're not tired, you are uninspired. So you can solve for the problem of I am tired all the time by understanding if you come in to Find Your Fire, you will end up inspired. It is not going to be a problem. I always start everything that I do, my private coaching with my executives and professionals, as well as in my group program, Speak with Confidence. Next cohort is actually in March 2026, God willing. And this upcoming one, Find Your Fire, I always begin with desire. You know why? If you desire something, if you want to see yourself on stage with, like one of the things I used to say a lot last year, if you followed me, you would know this, right? I used to always like imagine myself on stage with a chocolate mic. Okay. That was part of the dream, to have like the things that were particular to who I was, as the tools of the trade, that were tools of the trade of a Black woman on stage. And that's part of the desire. I help you to drum up desire, so you will be inspired. You will begin to, because like, if you are going to be speaking, you become a role model. You want to model being healthy. You want to model putting those things in place, like going to exercise. It does so many things for you, not just physically, but emotionally. You will not, fatigue sometimes is not just physical. There's a weariness to life sometimes that happens because we don't take care of our physical bodies. And I think, like, Find Your Fire, there's an element of, if you want to be that speaker, you've got to embody whole living. And you believe you me, that will take care of the fatigue. So let's go. So that option, you look at what it is. Okay, if I enter Find Your Fire, from what Lisa Dublin is saying, these are the things that I can expect to get. I'll take care of the fatigue. Okay. So that would be one of the obstacles that you can take care of. So you look at other options. How am I going to complete this program? Okay, I'll do a payment plan. I don't have to pay all up front. That's fine. All right. Okay, so I'm working and earning. I can pay as I go for the 6 months. Okay, that takes care of that. What am I going to do with the kids? Okay, so one of the problems was that I've got the children. I pick them up after school. What time is it? It is built in that it is for working people. So you have one class during the week, which you can actually learn asynchronously as well, because replays are available while you were doing the chores, or while, you know how I did a lot of my learning while I was doing the 9 to 5 on the commute to work and on the commute back. These were my learning times. These were my dreaming times. Okay. Like I was like, yes, I'm here in the office, I've got to do it. I think it was 8 to 4 at the time. But believe you me, when I'm done, I was in my head. Before I got there, I was in my dreamland, thinking of the day when I would not have to do this. And here's the thing, not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur. We will explore that identity in the Find Your Fire program. So you might just end up being the weekend speaker. You might end up being the person who takes a couple days vacation when you have a workshop that you've snagged, that you getting paid for. You just take a couple days vacation to make sure that it happens. You have options to make this happen, and it's not in conflict with your work. Nobody has to know. And even if they do, you are entitled to your vacation days. For example, I always did that when I was working the 9 to 5. I didn't do I tried my very best to be, the word is integrous. I learned this word with a friend of mine. The word is integrous. It's not integral. That's a different or whole other thing. But integrous is, okay, if I'm building a career alongside my 9 to 5, integrity says I don't use the employer's hours to do the work. Like, no, you take your vacation days, you work on the holidays, you work whenever you have a chance, etc. You work if you have down days, like during the year. Like, these are not vacation days just for a while, just for 6 months to get your career off the bat, right? So you look at all your options. So I just don't do anything, and I continue with the 9 to 5. I continue being frustrated. I continue in a place that keeps me small. Or I find the other options are, if I have a problem with the payments, I can look at that. If I have a problem with time, I can look at how I structure the family life around it. Then, thirdly, if I have a problem with fatigue and just general weariness, I'm saying that even within the program, it is built in to inspire. It's built in to help you take care of yourself while you are growing this business. It's built in to make sure you don't do too much at one time so that you don't get overwhelmed. And finally, that very last part of the coaching model is the will. You can ask yourself that when you lay out your options. Do not end your own personal coaching session without deciding, what am I going to commit to? See, it's right there on the screen when you look at will. What can we commit to? Who will do it and by when? Right? So, what do we want to achieve by the end of the meeting? Or we can basically say, what is my goal for today? Then you look at what is happening now. What are the resources do we have need? So, for example, I've been doing a couple consults for the Find Your Fire program. And here's the thing, if you are doing anything else, if you are studying, maybe completing a master's or certification, this program is not for you. I'm going to say no. Like, no. How are you going to do all the things? If you have to have one goal. You want to be a speaker, maybe a keynote speaker, a guest speaker. Maybe you want to start running workshops. I even have somebody who is thinking of joining up. And you know what her specialty is? She loves to connect people by doing paint and sip workshops. I know it's a common thing. I know a lot of people are doing this, but let me tell you, when you put your own spin on something, it is different from what the other person offers. And there's a very organic quality to what she's doing. And she's doing it with a certain, she loves it. Let's put it that way. So it's showing up and coming out differently. She's executing differently. The only problem is this lady has been offering these workshops for free. And that is good. But in the Find Your Fire program, we teach you to move from free speaking, presenting, facilitating, to getting paid for it in a way that is tasteful, that provides value, that you make an impact and make an income. How does that sound? Like, how does that sound? Is that something you want to do? Like, you have to have multiple sources of income. It's biblical. It makes practical sense. Ask the billionaires in the world, they all have multiple sources of income. This one is something that you can build on the side while you work. And by the time, give yourself options so that it's either going to be that side hustle. Maybe you have one or two workshops, averaging maybe 1,000, 2,000 extra dollars a month that you prepare, that you go tastefully deliver. That I teach you the entire process. It is so simple, you won't believe. And then after all, you become that person who is building for the future, building until you have replaced your income and then surpassed it, so that now you have options to become, if you have the entrepreneurial mindset. I discovered when I did the test program, not everybody who has the gift of the gab is wanting to step out there and put themselves out there. Okay, that was I thank God for having done a test cohort before I actually offered it to the public, because now I understand what it takes to become a paid speaker. It's not just loving speaking or having something to say. Let me stop sharing now. So this is one way. It's also wanting this so badly, wanting to see yourself on stage, wanting to impact people with your words, wanting to come alive when you speak. If that is you, get in touch with me. All right, here's the link again. So let me now remove this on my screen so that we can now bring this down, right? This grow model, and just blow it up a little bit so that this, take it down, right? This you're in school today. You're in school today, right? This is really good for helping people to get unstuck. You have a problem, what's the goal? You have a goal or you have a problem and you're trying to figure out, how do I get around it? Put that down as the goal. All right. So if the problem is, I want to speak, but I don't know how. So the goal will be, I want to become a paid speaker, or I want to speak. That would be the goal. Then you look at the reality of your situation. What's going on with you? What are you doing? What are the problems? What are the obstacles? And coming out of these obstacles, then you create options. You look at what might be possible. I'm telling you, sometimes we look at the reality and then we stop. And this little model, it shows you that there are possibilities. You do not just simply have to accept what the reality is. If that is the reality, it's just a reality that is stopping in the way of the goal. So what you now need to do is to look at what your options might be for getting and turning that reality into solutions, basically. And then the last step will be, by the end of you looking at your options, deciding what you will commit to. You don't leave if you have not done that part for yourself. Okay. So I hope this has helped you somewhat. This is a quick, surefire way to get unstuck. When I think you absolutely need to take it deeper is, and I've seen this happen with me sometimes. Hang on, I'm trying to stop sharing. Okay, here we go. I've seen this happen with me, with clients a lot. We will do the grow model, come back in 2 weeks or so. Have you done it? No, I haven't. So it means there might have been deeper reasons, deeper things in the reality line that are stopping them. And many of the time, it might be fear, it might be lack of confidence, it might be, what else might it be? Maybe something they haven't disclosed, maybe not having the resources, or maybe there are, it's sometimes, if it's a client who is perhaps at an executive level, there might be things that cannot be disclosed. And at that point, if you haven't done what you committed to, then we have to go back and look at what happened. Like, why didn't you? Let's be honest. This is your vault. It's not going anywhere. How can I help you to move past the reality to find a solution that actually you can commit to? So you guys, I hope this helps somewhat. Okay. So I actually have a little resource for you. If you want to find out whether speaking could be a career path, take this test. You know, I hope this, let me just do this. I hope this is still working. Like, you always have to be testing your own stuff, okay? Test your own stuff and see if it's still working. Yes, it is. It actually is. So see if speaking is in your career path. So somebody just scanned the QR code. Yes, it actually is still working. So take this very short test. to see whether speaking could be a career path for you. Don't get overwhelmed. You're not going to burn down the ship and turn your back on everything and walk out of the office. No, you build your platform until it gets to the point that it is solid and people know you for one thing as a speaker or facilitator or doing your workshops, that kind of thing. And then you look at life and you're like, I have options. And if you love your job, you just continue with that and you do your speaking on the side, or it becomes a part, it becomes so big that you now have to travel to speak. And people are asking for you at 10 in the morning and it's conflicting with work at so many times that you no longer have vacation time and you'll have to make a choice. But let's start small first. Join the Find Your Fire program, or at least start to see whether speaking can be a career path for you. So you guys, thank you for listening. A lot is happening this weekend. I'm having an interview I'll be here tomorrow on YouTube, and perhaps just on YouTube, which is why you absolutely need to please go and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. And it's on the Basement Chronicles channel. So I'll be here tomorrow for day 21 of This Just Came to Me. In the latter days of this challenge, some of my friends will be popping in. I'm joining on a morning. I'm trying to inveigle them to come on and just talk, especially from my Speak with Confidence community. I really want to get them out there. And, I've vowed to use my platform to push the people who supported me and who have great things to say, because it's a great bunch of people. So I'll tell you more about that as we go along. But I'll be on tomorrow. And on Sunday, I have an interview on Sundays at 12 my time, MST. So that's 2 p.m. EST and in the Caribbean. At that time, I usually have an interview with an immigrant who's doing great things in the world. And I do have that interview coming up on Sunday. So you want to tune in. Again, subscribe to the Basement Chronicles channel and you get all the notifications. Thank you guys and have a great Friday. Bye.